Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Blast the Process 3. And we are ready to feel some sunshine here with Nim with Sonic R. This is an interesting category I haven't actually seen before. This is 100% out of bounds. Hello, Nim. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm pretty good, thank you. Uh,
Good.
so should I
Uh,
just start right away?
yeah, I can count you down. Are you
All
ready?
right. Yeah, 1 second,
Sure.
and I'm ready.
All right. Three, two, one, go.
All right. So hey everyone, as you've just heard, this is 100% in Sonic R. So Sonic R has 5 different tracks, and in 4 of them you have to collect a whole bunch of stuff, and that stuff is 5 Sonic tokens and 1 to 2 emeralds. The emeralds, if you know Sonic games, are pretty self-explanatory, but the tokens, if you finish the race with all 5 of them, you get to an extra challenge race where you do the same track again against an unlockable character, and if you win there, you unlock that character. So the goal is basically in this category to get all the emeralds and unlock all the characters. So yeah, right now I'm using Knuckles because Knuckles is the best starting character. He's pretty fast, he's got good handling, he can glide, which makes it pretty easy to cover the water here. And I'm just going through the track and collecting everything. I got 4 out of the 5 tokens now. I'll collect the rest in the next lap. There's a little faster route you can do here, but it's slightly inconsistent because it requires good luck with the rings, so I'm not going for it in the marathon setting, just to be sure. But yeah, I have enough rings now. You need a lot of rings sometimes to get all the emeralds and tokens, because they're often hidden behind ring gates that require an amount of rings. So here's the first emerald. You have to go through this gate, and then it gets shot out of this cannon and just drops down here, and you can collect it like that. The second emerald is just over here. Just go through this gate, and the emerald comes shot out of this cannon. So the last token, you have to take a bit of a detour here. Just gotta go up here, and it's in this, behind this 20 ring door, in this weird room, this dead end right here, and that was Reactor Factory. So now we're in the challenge race. Now we don't have to collect anything anymore. We just finish the race as quickly as possible. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of actually playing the track, I'm just gonna turn around immediately, go up here, right into this corner and do this. That was really fast. And we're out of bounds, and now we can just go here next to the finish line and do this. That's 1 lap. That's 2 laps. And that's 3. And what I did right there, as the screen was fading out, I paused the game and exited out. There was a cutscene skip that skips the victory animation. Saves a couple of seconds every time. But yeah, now I unlocked Metal Knuckles. That's the main reason I start with this track on this category. Because Metal Knuckles, I'm switching to him now, is very useful for the rest of the run. He has really good stats, is pretty fast, but most importantly, he can jump over the water without losing any speed, which makes him really convenient for this. So 1 second, this is tricky to get. Okay, I got it. So yeah, I just mentioned it, we actually have water in this category. If you've ever seen a speedrun of Sonic R before, you've most likely seen the no out of bounds category. And in the no out of bounds category, the runners usually switch the weather to snow. So all the water is ice and you can just run over it. But in this category, you actually have to play with sunny weather, so we can actually feel the sunshine here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we have to use sunny weather here because the clips that you just saw me do, these corner clips where I wiggle in the corner, do not work with snow for whatever reason, so we have to deal with water in this category. That also slightly changes the movement in this game. The movement is very dependent on drifting a lot. Basically, anytime you get into a drift, you can gain extra speed. And because of no snow, it's not as slippery as usual. So that means it's a little harder to get into drift state and gain that extra speed. But I'm still gonna try to do it as much as possible. So here's the challenge race. Once again, same deal as in the previous race. Gonna turn around and go in this corner. The cool thing about these clips is this is also the reason why not many people play the out of bounds categories. These clips are pretty much luck dependent, and they can take everywhere from half a second to all of eternity until you get them. So if you want a good time in this category, you really gotta grind out your luck with the clips. I'll be careful I don't clip back and bounce here too early, but we're fine. Alright, that was the second challenge race. So now we go on to Radical City. In Radical City you can pretty consistently collect everything within the first 2 laps. So what I'm gonna do here is get everything in lap 1 and 2, and then on lap 3 I'm already gonna clip out and do a skip here and not just wait for the challenge race. You can do it in Reactor Factory, but this is the thing I mentioned that is slightly inconsistent. Because getting everything within the first 2 laps in Reactor Factory is dependent on ring luck. But on this track it's very, very easy to do. So that first coin was really awkward to get. I had to slow down a lot there. I lose a lot of runs there because I missed that coin. It's horrible. So I took it safe there. But yeah, you have to take a kind of weird route through this track here to get everything. But good ring luck here. Something I haven't mentioned yet, aside from opening doors, having a lot of rings is either way very convenient, because rings do speed you up a little bit. Like, the more rings you have, the faster you go. It's a very small difference. You don't really see it, but you're gonna be able to tell from different lap times if you have more rings or less rings. So, here's the last emerald. Can go slide on the wall here a little bit to speed myself up. And I almost missed the emerald here. That happens to me sometimes as well. Okay, I missed that glide here, so I have to take the bumper again. That's fine. Lose a couple of seconds, but no big deal. So I'm gonna grab the last coin here, immediately turn around and go in this corner. And wiggle here. This clip is the one that usually tends to give me the most trouble. So let's see how it goes this time. Not looking good so far. But I set the AI speed to easy, so we're good here. Alright. So yeah, that's gonna do the last lap very quickly like this. Okay, now we have the challenge race against Tailstall, so we better not lose here, but luckily we can do the same trick again. So unless I get really, really unlucky with the clip, I have nothing to fear here. I once lost 2 minutes to this clip and I still didn't lose, so I think I'm pretty safe. Yeah, that can also happen, that it clips you in the wrong direction. Okay, that second try was pretty fast. This clip works on both directions, so even if it clips you wrong, you can just retry immediately. Okay. Doing the laps here really quick. And that was Radical City. We defeated Tailstall. So, for the next track, I'm actually going to switch to Metal Knuckles. No, I've been using Metal Knuckles. I'm switching to Metal Sonic. I'm gonna explain why in a second, but these clips that you just saw me do, where you wiggle in the corner, don't actually work with every character. They only work with Knuckles, Metal Knuckles, Amy, and Egg Robo. I think these are all. But they can actually, you can't actually do them with Metal Sonic, but there's a different kind of clip I'm gonna do here. But for now, I just gotta collect everything. There's no opportunity for me here to clip on lap 3 or something, because every collectible on this track is so spread out that I actually have to take a complete different route on each lap to collect everything. So no early clipping here, but we're gonna see in the challenge race. Either way, Metal Sonic has the same ability of jumping over the water as Metal Knuckles, so he's just as useful for this as Metal Knuckles. And he's pretty fast as well, one of the best characters in the game. So ring amount is pretty easy to get here. Here's a coin up here, and going through these gates, and then in these pyramids are these emeralds. Usually if you go through the gates, these pyramids open and you can collect the emerald, but as soon as you go through the gate and the pyramids are activated, the pyramids don't actually have collision anymore, so you don't have to wait for them to open, you just can jump right into them and collect the emerald without ever having to even see the emerald. So yeah, that's Regal Ruin. All done. And now for the challenge race. So this trick that I'm gonna do here, this is actually the only clip in this run, not in the game, but in this run, that is not luck dependent. This one is actually consistent, but it's pretty tight to get, so let's see if I get it. Ah, I missed it. Okay, that's fine. I can try again a couple times. Yeah, this one is pretty tight. You just have to jump into this bank turn. Have to do like a low jump on a specific spot, but you can very easily miss it. It's the most tense run when I'm actually grinding PB attempts of this category. It's the most intense part of the run. There we go. Okay. Took a couple tries, but that's fine. So we're gonna go around here and go inside this pillar. And do our circles here and trigger the laps like this. And this part right here is actually the reason I switched to Metal Sonic for this level, because Metal Knuckles has a worse turning radius and it gets worsened when you're underwater. So doing these circles with Metal Knuckles just takes forever, and just switching to Metal Sonic for this level saves like 10 seconds. So that's the only reason. So now we have collected everything, we're through all of the main tracks. And we unlocked all the characters, got all the Chaos Emeralds, so you know what that means. We get Super Sonic, which we're gonna play for the last track. There's nothing we have to collect on the final track anymore, so we're just gonna go fast, and there's no real skip here. There's one thing I'm gonna try to get. I'll try it like right here at the beginning. Let's see. Nope, unfortunately not. So basically what you have to know about this game, anytime you slide along the wall, there is a existent but very small chance that you just randomly clip through the wall and fall out of the track. That can basically happen anytime you touch a wall, and the higher the higher speed you have, the higher the chance that this happens. And if you fall out of the wall right there at the start, you can actually save like 20 seconds. But this happening is extremely rare, and not even the world record has that in it. So yeah, if you do runs of this and you're 20 seconds within 20 seconds of world record, and then you get that clip, congratulations. But yeah, it's most likely not gonna happen. Actually, the very first sub 13-minute run in this category had this happen, but it was otherwise a pretty bad run. But yeah, that's the thing that happened. That's the only time I ever got this in a run. Other than that, you need a whole lot of rings on this track. Wants to open these shortcut doors, and also to take the zippers. I haven't explained these zippers yet because you usually don't take them during the run because you're too busy using the rings for other things. But yeah, no clip for us. But basically, these zippers send you a certain distance when you go over them. These right here. And the more rings you have, the further they send you. So they cap at 50 rings. So you always want to have 50 rings or more, ideally, to go the maximum amount of distance. So yeah, other than that, lots of sliding here on this level, and not much else to say here. We're coming up on time. And time.
GG.
What was that?
Let's see here. That was a 13. Be in just a second. 13:46.
That's really good. 13 is great for a marathon. You always
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, you can't really like always get top tier times in this category because of the clip luck, but I got pretty lucky there and I didn't make any other major mistakes. I'm pretty happy with that.
Heck yeah. It was very good. Thank you so much for showing it off.
Yeah, thank you for getting the opportunity to play Sonic R here. If you're interested in the game, we have you probably know the general Sonic speedrunning Discord, but there's also a dedicated Sonic R speedrunning Discord. You can find that in the speedrun.com forums for the game. Most people, as I've said, run the no out of bounds categories, but yeah. If you're interested, give us a visit. Love to see new runners of this game. It's a lot of fun.
Y'all should definitely check that out if you're interested. Thank you again, Nim. And yeah, see you next time. Next up, we have Flying Fox, who will be with us for the next 3 runs. We got Sonic 1, 2, and CD. And then after that will be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So we're continuing on, going